Alright, this is the second part of the study guide. If you need any help or I put a picture of the steps on part 1, and I talked about how to find the max or min value. This is just a real quick finishing up of this. So, we're starting at, I don't know why I put 14, it should be number 15 is what we're starting at. Y equals 3, x minus 3 squared minus 4. Alright, since there's one set of parentheses, I know it's vertex form. Which means I say A is 3, H is positive 3. Remember, we always change the number that's hanging out inside the parentheses. K is negative 4. A tells me that since A is positive, it's a U, which tells me I know my answer is going to be min value. Now, vertex form is really easy because I already know the vertex. The vertex is 3, negative 4 is the vertex. That is not the min value, just negative 4 is. So I say min value is negative 4, and that's your answer. And that's it for 15. Alright, 16. We have y equals 15, x minus 25 squared plus 130. Once again, it's vertex form because of the one set of parentheses. So I say A is 15, H is positive 25, K is 130. A tells me that it's a min value because it's a positive number, which means it's a U. My graph should be a U. The vertex is 25, 130 is your vertex. Remember, that's not your value. Your value is just a Y, so your final answer is just min value equals 130. And that's it. That's it for 16. Alright, 17. Y equals 3 times the quantity x plus 10 times the quantity x minus 8. Alright, because it's got two sets of parentheses, I know it's intercept form. Alright, so I have I have A is 3, P is negative 10, Q is positive 8. I know that A tells me it's a U, which means at the end, I know it's going to be a minimum value. Now, I actually have to find the vertex, so I have to say x equals P plus Q all over 2. I get negative 10 plus 8 all over 2. Make sure you do the top first, or you put it in parentheses if you're using your calculator. So you get negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. This is not your value because it's x. I have to plug it in right there and right there. That's the x part of my vertex. I don't know the y part. So I say y equals 3. Negative 1 plus 10, negative 1 minus 8. I get 3 times 9 times negative 9. So I get 3 times 9 is 27, times negative 9 is negative 243. So that's my min value, negative 243. That's it for 17. Alright. G of x equals negative x minus 36, x minus 18. Once again, it's intercept form. A is negative 1. P is positive 36. Q is negative 18. Remember, next step is the vertex. And once again, remember, since A is negative, it's an upside down U, which tells me it's going to be a max value. So I get 36 plus negative 18. Remember, you do that first, all over 2. So I get 18 over 2, which is 9. I'm going to plug 9 in. So I get G of x or y equals negative 9 minus 36, 9 minus 18. I get minus 27, minus 9. Negative times a negative is a positive. Positive times a negative is a negative. 27 times 9 is 243. So I get negative 243. And that's it for 18. Alright, for the next section, you have to know how to FOIL. Alright, FOIL or double distribute, whatever you want to think of it as. FOIL is first 2, the outside 2, the inside 2, the last 2. I like to think distributive property where X is pizza delivery guy who's going to X's house, and then 2's house. 1's a pizzeria, this is x's house, and then 2's house. So x times x would be the first. Alright. Then x times 2 would be the outside, which is 2x. The inside would be 1 times x is your inside, and that's 1x. And 1 times 2 are the last two, and that's just 2. And then you would just combine them all together, and you end up with x squared. 1x and 2x is 3x. See how those are like terms? Plus 2. Alright, and that's it. That's how you FOIL. Alright, number 19. You always have to FOIL first. Alright, so you always FOIL first. So the negative 3 is just going to drop down. I'm going to focus on inside the parentheses. Alright, so x is going to go to x. X is going to go to negative 4. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is minus 4x. Now I do the inside. Negative 2 goes to x. It's minus 2x. Negative 2 goes to negative 4. That's plus 8. Make sure you multiply. Right? Negative 3 didn't do anything. It just drops down. Y didn't do anything. It just drops down. I combine my like terms. Like terms have to be the same letter to the same exponents. You can't put x squared with anything. So I get y equals negative 3. X squared minus 6x plus 8. Now I have to distribute. Negative 3, finally, you multiply using distributive property. So I get y equals negative 3x squared plus 18x minus 24. If you wanted to, you could say a is negative 3, b is 18, c is negative 24. And you're done. That's your final answer. That's in standard form because there's no parentheses. Alright, number 20. We get y equals x minus 3 squared plus 6. Remember, you have to FOIL first. You don't have two sets of parentheses so you can't FOIL first the way it is. So what you have to do is you have to take x minus 3 squared and rewrite it as x minus 3, x minus 3. So that and this are the same thing. Now I can FOIL. I get x squared minus 3x for the outside, minus 3x for the inside, plus 9 for the last. Plus 6 hangs out, drop down the y. Y equals x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 6. Since it's last, not distributive because it's not being multiplied, it's being added. So it's not the distributive property. You just put those together. Y equals x squared minus 6x plus 15. So if you really want to, a is 1, b is negative 6, and c is 15. And that's it for 20. Alright, y equals x minus 5 times x plus 3. That's a 3. I just have to FOIL. I just FOIL first. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is plus 3x. Minus 5 times x is minus 5x. Minus 5 times 3 is minus 15. Y equals x squared. I combine the like terms to get minus 2x. Minus 15. A is 1. B is negative 2. C is negative 15. Done. Alright, 22. Last one. We get f of x equals 5 times the quantity x plus 3 squared minus 4. Remember, you have to FOIL first, and you can't FOIL unless you have two sets of parentheses. So I have to take this and I have to write it twice. So it's going to become x plus 3 and x plus 3 because that's what the little 2 does. The little 2 means you can write it twice. Now 5 just drops down, minus 4 just drops down. You have to FOIL first. So I have to get rid of the parentheses. The 5 isn't going to do anything. The minus 4 isn't going to do anything. I go x to x is x squared. X to 3 is plus 3x. The inside plus 3x. The outside plus 9. I get 5 times x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 4. You have to distribute first. So 5 has to go first. 5 goes to everything. It does not go to the negative 4 because the parentheses end. So it becomes 5x squared plus 30x plus 45 minus 4. You just put together 45 and minus 4, you get 41. So your final answer is f of x equals 5x squared plus 30x plus 41. So A is 5, B is 30, and C is 41. And that finishes this. So we're done. That's 22. That's it. All right. And it was actually 15 and 22.